Hi guys, today we are going to learn about networking part 3. This is a basic networking class which belongs to networking part 3, and previously we covered networking basics part 1 and networking basic part 2, which is called Whois model tutorial. Now we are going to see about IP address and classifications and the IP address classes and some protocols like TCP, UDP, routing, ICMP, and some other protocols we are going to see here. See, this is networking basic concepts tutorial series is for only for cybersecurity experts. Those who want to be a cybersecurity field, they should be a expert in their profession. So they must know what is networking, what are the concepts are there, how many types of networkings are available, how the packet will travel in the networking, and what are the protocols they follow, and many other things will be they should know. So here what I am trying to tell you that I want to be you should be have the good knowledge in the networking concepts, that to be in the basic level. If you want to be a professional and if you want to be a more professional, so you should have to attend the class called CCNA. That is enough for you. For the cybersecurity experts, if you did the CCNA, that's enough. If you want to more advanced in the networking point of view, you can do also CCNP. This is the series of the Cisco certifications. So as per my knowledge, I did CCNA and I did CCNP also. But as per my knowledge, if you have a good knowledge in the networking, like basics and protocols, what are the TCP ports and port numbers, and how the packet will travel, and what are the methods and what are the types of networking, that's enough for the networking point of view. But you should have the good knowledge in the routers and switches and hubs and the cables and the data, how the data is going, and what are the types of networks is there, WAN, LAN, and virtual VPN, and private, personal networking, and metropolitan city area network means MAN. These all things you should know. So that is a concept of what I am trying to tell you. To that you should have a good knowledge in the networking concepts, and you should be in the further classes. We are going to be at some advanced level. We are going to cover some advanced level points in the cybersecurity field. Means in the ethical hacking, we are going to install the VirtualBox first, and then we are going to install the Tor, and we are going to install the VPN book, and we are going to see the CyberGhost how to be installed in the Kali Linux. And this is about the first part we are going to do in the next sessions. And then slowly we are going to do the footprinting, reconnaissance, and scanning, and further and further. So this is the series of the ethical hacking tutorial. So let's start our networking class part 3 about IP addresses. Let's start. What is IP addresses? See, Internet protocol. The IP address is nothing but every system and every router and every device have their own IP address in the network. So here IP address is nothing but it is one address that is will be defined by the communicating to the two systems. They should have to be one IP address for each of them. That should be the unique in the network. So they should the packet will travel easily to find the address of the system destination and source which is they want to share the network. So that is the thing is happening. That's why the IP address concept is came. So let's see that small description. An internet protocol address, it means IP address, is a numerical label assigned to each device connected to a computer network. See, a numerical label assigned to each device connected to a computer network. IP address serves two purposes: host or network, interface identification, and location addressing. See, the location, if you want to find that, we need the IP address. Internet Protocol version 4 defines the IP address as a 32-bit. The IP address version 4 belongs to 32-bit number, and a new version, now we are using the new version IPv6 is came. If you found in the geophones, you will find that IPv6 you will find uses 128-bit for the IP address. This is about the IP address. IP address have two classes. One is IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 is 32-bit and IPv6 is 128-bit. So next, what is Next, private IP address. Here we see the private IP address and public IP address. These are the two concepts here we will see. What is private IP address? What is public IP address? Private IP address is a non-internet facing IP address. Private IP address are provided by the network devices such as routers using network address translation, means NAT. So what is private IP address means? In our LAN, in our office, in our organization, we use some IPs like 192.168.1.1, 192.168.0.0. This type of IPs we use. And next we use 10.0.0.1 or 10.128.1.1.1. These type of IPs we see. Or again, you can see also 172.116.1.0. This type of IP also we find in our network regularly. So these are called the private IP address. These IPs should not have the internet connectivity. Means these IP systems have the internet connection, but these belongs to only for that system and the network one. So here it is the private IP address. These have the classes also, and we are going to see how the classes is divided. And next, public IP address. If you type in your system what is my IP address in your browser, you will find one IP is called your IP address, which is your public IP address, 183. or 192.117. or 105. This type of IP address you will find. That is called your public IP. Means that is provided by the internet service provider, ISP, who is provided by you. Through that IP you are getting the internet. That is called private IP address. So that is called public IP address. So the public IP should not be assigned in the LAN area like organizations, or in the private IP address should not be assigned in the ISP providers, because there should be some methods they created for the public IP and private IP to run the resources too smoothly in the organization or in the entire internet routing. So next we are going to see what is public IP. Public IP is an IP address that can be accessed over the internet. The public address is globally unique IP address assigned to a computing device. See, the public IP address is globally unique. Globally, in the global, it is unique IP address assigned in the computing device. But in the private IP address, if you see, private IP address is unique in the LAN. It is in the LAN. It is unique. In the some other company, they may use the same IP address, but that is unique in that LAN. So that is different organizations, they can use those IP address. So in the public IP address is unique in the globally. So next we are going to see what is IPv4 and what is IPv6 and the description. So IPv4 means Internet Protocol versions 4. IPv6 means Internet Protocol version 6. IPv4 means Internet Protocol version is the fourth revision of the Internet Protocol used to identify device on the network. IPv4 is the most widely deployed Internet protocol used to connect devices in the Internet. IPv4 uses 32-bit address scheme, allowing total 232 address. Means IP address of the IPv4 is the protocol which belongs to the fourth revision. It means now we are using IPv4, which belongs to 32-bit, and it allowing to the internet connectivity to our computer. And IPv6 is the advance of the IPv4. It means you can see the IPv6 IP address how it looks. It is 128-bit IPv6 address. It is totally different. It is current version. Now we are using IPv6 in many areas. So slowly it is coming IPv6. IPv4 IP addresses are not they are not enough for present resource. So that's why our people, they introduced the IPv6 protocol, the newest version of the Internet Protocol, reviewed in the IETF Standards Committee to replace the current version of IPv6. So they want to replace the current version of IPv6 address. It belongs to the 128-bit IP address written in hexadecimal and separated by colons. You can see the example address I have given here, the 3FFB:199:4546:3:200:. This type of the IP address is called IPv6 address. So now we are able to understand what is IPv4 and IPv6. IPv6 is a 32-bit like 192.168.1.1. This is the IPv4 address. And the IPv6 address is, you are able to see here, 3FFB:1900:4546 colon. This type of the IPv6 address. So this is about the IPv4 and IPv6, and next we are going to see IP address classes. What is IP address classes? There are 5 classes of the IP address: the class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E, where only ABC are commonly used. Presently, these are the 5 A, B, C, D, E, F classes are there. In that we use A, B, C. A called 10 series we use B 192 series, C 172. This type of IP address we commonly use. We can see here. What is the class A? Class A means 1.0.0.1 to 126.255.255.2. This type of IP address supports 16 million hosts on each of 127 networks. So this type of IP address will support 16 million hosts. If you have a big organization, there may be a 1 lakh users are there, or the 50,000 users are there. So we use class A IP address for that organization. Class B IP address. It supports 65,000 hosts on each of 16,000 networks. It means this is the different thing. Means now if you have the limited organization, it means there are 500 or 600 employees are there. You can use this IP address because this is the limited, means 65,000 hosts only. Or class C 192 series. This is about if you have the 500 employees, you can use this, and if you have the 10,000 or 5,000 employees, you use class B, and if you have the 500 employees or 250 employees or 300 employees, you can see class C, which is called 192 series, and previous it is class B is called 128 series, and class E is called 1. Series. It means these are the private IPs which is assigned for the private organizations. They can perform their networking activities in their organization using these IPs. So next we are going to see class D, which belongs to 224.0.0.02, 239.255.255.255. This is about class D. This is called this IP address we use for multicasting, means movie artist organizations and film making organizations, and these type of multicasting people, television, this type of organization use this series of IP address, which is called 224.0.0.02 to 39. This series they can use. And the class E, this is the final series, belongs to the 240.0.0.02, 254, 255, 255, series. So this is reserved for further use or research and development purpose. Means those who are doing the research and developing for some kind of thing, so that organization use this IP address. This is specially for research for them, and class D is specially reserved for multicasting. So normally we use class A, class B, class C in our organization. You can see if you type what is IP address, not what is your IP. If you go to the command prompt of your Windows system and if you type ipconfig, you can see your IP address. If you are using the Kali Linux or Linux version, if you type the ipconfig, you are able to see your current IP, what is assigned by your system. If you use the dynamic or the static IP, it is depend upon your choice. So in your organization, they are using the dynamic IP. It means the changing the IP sometimes after sometimes. This is called dynamic. If your company using the static IP, then the company administrator, network administrator should assign one IP to your system, and they should be done some MAC binding in the firewall. Something they should be doing. But whatever they do, they only use the class A, class B, class C IPs only, not the other than the class A, class B, class C. So this is about the IP address classes. Now you understand that what are the classes, are there. There are class A, class B, class C, class D, class E. And what is class A and what is class B and what is class C, and what class D used for and what class E used for. So overall you understand somehow about the class IP address classes. And next we are going to see subnet. Subnetwork is nothing but it is the in the meaning only we are able to understand it is the subnet. In the network it is a subpart. The subnet is a logical division of the IP network. Division of the network into or more networks is known as subnetting. Computers that belongs to subnet are addressed with a significant bit group in their IP address. Subnetting results in logical division of a IP address and the host identifier. So there is a network in that if you want to do another range of network. So if you want to divide any part in the network, you will do in the subnet mask. If you can turn that the some other IP into subnetting, if you can convert the subnetting, and you are able to use multiple subnet marks in the subnetting. So this is about if you have the limited IPs, and if you want to do the if you want to use, if you have more systems to assign, so you will do, obviously will go to the subnet part. So this is about the extending the IPs in the using the subnet concept. So next we are going to super network. It is called supernet also. In the supernet, an internet protocol network that is formed for combining two or more networks into the large network. The benefits of supernetting are conversion of address space, gaining efficiency regarding memory storage and route information processing. It means whatever the routers are there, whatever the networks are there, and that networks come together into the one area, and there should be connectivity for the one routing protocol for the final router. So there they can be see the what is the routing, how the packets are going, is there any problem in the packets or not. This will see in the network super network. Means combining the taking the different networks in the one place, and seeing the what is happening, and you are able to find the storage, and you are able to minimize the memory storage, and it means gaining the efficiency in the logs, whatever the going into the systems. These are things will be covered in the super network. And the next one is the network address translation, means NAT. NAT is very important because we similarly use in the NAT, which is called the network address translation, which remapping the IP address space. It means network address translation is method of remapping one IP address space into another by modifying network address information in IP header packet while they are in the transit. It has become the popular and essential tool in converting global address space in the face of IPv4 address execution. It means NAT is in the, it will remap the one IP address. It means it remap the one IP address space into another by modifying network address information in the IP header. There is each packet they have, it has a frame, and there is a IP header is there in the packet. There they should be do some changes for in that packet to convert to transit the packet the globally the smooth, and there should be not get any problem. So NATing is very important in the organization level, in the network level. We will see the NATing in brief in the some other coming sessions. And next we are going to DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. So Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol is called the network management protocol used for UDP IP networks. It means a DHCP server dynamically assign an IP address and the other network configuration parameters to each device on a network so that they can communicate with other IP networks. It means you have taken your system and you connected to the some organization network. Automatically you get some IP address from that organization with some that LAN. So who assigned that IP address? If the network administrator did not assign that IP address, means if you have the one IP by default, means the dynamic host configuration protocol assign one IP to your computer which belongs to some in that network. So this is a part the DHCP do. If you connect the any system for the any Wi-Fi, you will get one IP address. It means the IP address belongs to by default the DHCP assigned one IP for your system which you connected to that network. So this is about the DHCP. It will do the part to assigning the IP address for the which system is connected to in that network. So next we are going to TCP. TCP means it's very important. TCP is and UDP are important in security point of view. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol, which is widely used protocol for data transmission. And I will tell the overview how the TCP works. Means it uses the three-way handshake. It means if you are downloading any data from one server to your system, what happened in the TCP form, in the TCP protocol, first it will send request to that server, and after receiving the acknowledgement from the server, it will send, the server will send one request to the our system. Then our system will confirm that we have received the packet, and then our system will go to that server that finishing flag. Means it will send the finish flag. It is three-way handshake. That means whatever you are downloading the data from that server, that means it will not be error in between the downloading session. If you miss any packet, it will take that packet again, because there should not be any error, and there should not be any packet loss in the TCP protocol. So let's see. TCP stands for the Transmission Control Protocol, which is widely used protocol for data transmission over network. TCP establishes connection between the two hosts before transmits the data to ensure that data transmit over the network reaches the destination without fail. TCP knows as a connection-oriented protocol establishes a reliable connection between sender and receiver. TCP provides error and flow control mechanism which helps orderly transmit the data and the retransmission of the lost packet. It means TCP errorless. It means TCP data is errorless, because is there any error, it will prevent that error, and is there any data loss, it will cover the data, it will receive the data again and again. Then it will have the connection between two hosts, and there should not be any data loss, and this is very important because it have the three-way handshake method. So next we are going to see the UDP. UDP means user diagram protocol. Means it is not trusted protocol. In the final, it is two-way handshake, not three-way handshake. Because if we are taking any data from using the UDP protocol, so we are able to take the data from the server, and we don't know the server if there any packets are lost in between the transmission downloading. The UDP will not say that the data is lost. So this is the problem we will have in the UDP. So next we are going to see about ICMP. ICMP is nothing but Internet Control Message Protocol. This is widely used in internet communication troubleshooting and generated in the response of the errors in the IP operations. This will send packet to the target machine and will see whether the packet are delivered or not. The ICMP protocol is widely used for internet communications. Hence, it will the internet communications. If we get any errors in the online, means any errors in the IP operations, this will send packets to the target machine and will receive. Means if you are pinging to the one website from your system, it will send the ICMP packet to that website. Is that website is available or not? If a website is available, we get the result that TTL 128 or TTL 68, this thing 64, this type of we will receive the response from that website. So the ICMP packet is going. This is the ICMP packet, not TCP and not UDP. In whatever the online we are sending the message is pinging the message is called the ICMP packet, and going and checking whether the domain is available or not, and if available, what are the response it will receive, and it will give to us the same. This is about the ICMP. And next we are going to see the ARP. ARP is nothing but address resolution protocol. Resolution means is a communication protocol used to discover the link layer address, such as MAC address, associated with the given network address, and the mapping the critical functions in the internet protocol suite. It works within the boundaries. The single network never route across the internet nodes. ARP used to simple message format containing one address resolution request or response. The size of the ARP message depends upon the link layer and the network layer addressing. It means whatever the communication you are doing in between the two systems or two servers, your IP address should be matched to the MAC address. It will store the MAC address of the server. Whatever the request you are sending, it will directly send to that server only. It will not send to any other servers, because it already knows that this MAC address belongs to this network. So this system, that is the problem it will resolve by sending each packet to the all networks. It will send to the packet, single packet to the only the whatever the server or whatever the IP address, whatever the system is there, it will send to that. So this is about the ARP. And in ethical hacking, we will see the ARP poisoning method. Through that, we gain the traffic of that system. Through the traffic of that system, whatever going through, we act like a router. Means ARP means whatever the router, it will send to the router in the form of ARP, is address resolution protocol. Then router, it will go to the to the destination. What is the destination IP address? It is there. So now the ARP positioning is one of the best one to know the traffic. What is the traffic going into the organization? Next, DNS, domain name system. Domain name system is the naming system resources connect to the internet. It means it is responsible for assigning domain name and mapping those names internet resources by designating name servers for each domain. Network administrator have authority over the subdomains or their allocated namespace, and the name servers. Domain name system is essential component in the internet function. Domain name system is nothing but if you have any website, you have the one DNS server name is there. Through that server name and through that server name, there should be some subdomains also allocated. So there should be a namespace is available. Domain name system belongs to the internet for the domains, which is we host in the organization. We host in the hostingers and the GoDaddy and some other place. We will get one DNS address. And through that DNS address, we are able to see what servers they are using and what are the namespace and the other servers and the domain name systems, the essential components, the internet functionality, and some other things it will be performed. So DNS it is called. So next we are going to see IGMP, and then we are going to see routing. So IGMP is nothing but Internet Group Management Protocol. It's a communication protocol used by the host and adjacent routers in IPv4 and IPv4 networks to establish a multicast group networking membership. IGMP is an integral part of IP multicast. IGMP can be used to one-to-many network applications such as online video streaming or gaming, allow more efficient use of resources. It means you can understand the Internet Group Management Protocol. In that only you are able to see that what is over it. It means if you are streaming anything, if you are using Skype, if you are using video calling through Skype, if you are using Zoom online tutorial, so there the ICMP part will come. IGMP do the packets going through the networking. It will create one session and it will do the through this protocol only we are able to view and we are able to talk in the online. This is about IGMP. And this routing is nothing but is a process of sending the process. One router is there, it will receive some packets from the switch and it will send to the destination. So this is about routing. Routing is the process of selecting path of the traffic network across the multiple networks. Routing network packets from their source towards the destination and route through the intermediate network nodes, and specific packets forwarding mechanism. Intermediate nodes are typically network hardware devices such as routers, bridge, gateways, firewall, switches. It means whatever the network is there, it will take the network from the routers, switches, switches, gateway, firewall, switches. In routing process, packets are directed based on the routing tables and maintain record to the routers to various network destinations as administrator specifies the routing table. It means routing means where the packet is coming, through which way it is coming through. It has to send the gateway, or it has to see in the firewall, and it is coming from the switches, and various parts is coming into the routing. And next we are going to see routing protocol. What is routing protocol? Routing protocol specifies means if there is a 2 or 3 routers. So in the organization there are 5 routers. They are using different range of IP address in the 5 routers. So for these 5 routers communicating through one main router is called routing protocol. Means these 5 routers should communicate within the LAN. So let's see. Routing protocol specifies how routers communicate with each other, distributing information which enables them select route between any 2 nodes of the computer network. Routing algorithm determines choose specific route. A routing protocol shares the information first among the immediate neighbor and then throughout the network, then major type of routing protocol. Means router A has some other range of IP, router B have some other range of IP, router C some other range of IP. So router A systems want to send one system to router C. So first router A send direct, first time it will send to the router B and then router C. Then second time what the packet will do, directly it will send to the router C, not to the router B, because it will select the path into the routers. So this is about the routing protocol, routing information protocol, RIP. So thanks for listening this class. This is about the only basic class, not in the in detail class. Just I want to say that in the networking 3 sessions, what are the what I want to say that you have to know that what is networking and what are the types of networking, what are the products components of the networking, and what is OSI layer, how the packets will travel, what are the 7 layers, and how the packet will travel from the data link layer to application layer, and then what is the TCP and what are the IP classes, what are the 5 IP classes are there, and which IPs we use, what is public IP and what is private IP, and what is UDP protocol and what is IGMP protocol, what is router and what is routing, and many other things we covered in these 3 sessions. So I hope guys you understand somehow about networking, but don't worry about that. You think that this class is only basic class. Just it is a basic class. It is not a purely networking class. It is a basic class. But this class is enough? This is enough for our course, for our ethical hacking course. This networking concepts is enough. So next classes are going to be the purely in the ethical hacking courses. There we are going to install the VirtualBox, Kali Linux, Tor, and VPN book and CyberGhost. After that session, we are going to see the reconnaissance, and then we are going to see the scanning of the networks, and we are going to do some hackings of the system hackings, and then we are going to see some mobile phone hackings, and there we are going to see how the Wi-Fi should be hacked. This is the practical things. Whatever I do in the real-time environment as a cybersecurity analyst, I will be sharing these classes for you to share my knowledge and enhance your knowledge, and we should have the good knowledge within the short period of time. You should not be waste your time here and go and seeing everything. You just follow my videos and you are able to be a good knowledge in the ethical hacker. You should be a good knowledge. You should gain the good knowledge in the ethical hacking field. That I am sure about that. Please follow my channel and please subscribe me and share my channel. And thanks for watching, for your patience. Whatever.